speaking about Krypton. They were just speaking about Krypton, and there's a guy in a gold mask. I wonder, this must be the second episode because it's the second time this played. So, because I'm seeing the credits already rolling on the screen, so it has to be the second episode. And speaking about Krypton, and Superman to the universe of space before it exploded because of the decrepitness of what other people did. And look at this guy in the mask, the gold mask. I'm gonna tell you just like this: if there was a guy that had a bomb on his arm in the episode, and when he shot the guy's arm, how come the bomb didn't explode when the guy blew off his arm and stuff? If there was a bomb in his arm, how come it didn't explode when it blew off the guy's arm? Showing you somebody else was already trying to cut somebody off from acknowledging something a certain type of way. So what we'll do is the difference of the physical reality. And this is a stupid bitch. This is showing you that she wants to run around with a pussy or other niggas that fuck out on this Bundy when this other show ruining in the commercial and ruin your fight for that. And she laughed like a stupid witch bitch, skin bitch. And then look, as I said that, now K24 Kakarot finished the Buffalo. Buffalo, look. Another person said, "You ever seen that commercial when they say they cut, you quit cable?" He said, "You quit cable," and they were using a reality when the guy did that. He said, "You quit cable." Now he's saying that he already killed Seti and Abel a certain type of way, and then on top of it, the individual said that he was so in the matter that they were in the locker room in football. The person, what he was. Let me show this off while I speak about this. Taking away the Indian crown. The guy, you seen that the guy had the X on the Indian coin? And this system gonna show the honesty. There was an Indian coin on the other side, on the right side. The guy put an X on above the head like he was getting rid of the reflection of the crown. Now, brother, I told you, look. Yeah, a person says go Buffalo because my wife, the Empress, has a wonderful, voluptuous derriere with a small waist, and these men were mad, so they Buffalo because she was short. So, other Indians using forms of cryptology that wanted to confuse other people's reality because their savageness of what they were doing, like on some Braveheart situation. But let me just tell you how real the situation is. If you had an individual that said, you remember that commercial, he quit cable. Now, in the cryptology thing, was he saying, because remember I was speaking about Seti and his brother at the time, William, where they tried to kill him, and then I found him, and then on top of it, when I found my son Seti, I had to revive him, and then things that happened a certain type of way when I revived him, because other individuals, before I acknowledged to send them off to the regions around the regions of Asia, India, and other things around education, something happened to him, and I had to literally revive him before the situation happened. It's just like the resemblance of the Cain and Abel story when an individual said, "I found my son Seti, the real Seti from the pyramids. I found him, and I'm the real Rob, but my son Seti." When I say son, doesn't mean that he's higher than me. He was lower than me. He was my literal child. So my son Seti, and I mean like literal child. My son Seti, at the time when I found him, because of the discrepancy with his brother and the paradigm, because certain things that had happened, right? Okay. Now, a man says in the commercial, "You quit cable." They got rid of me being in New York also in the sequence. But if he was being nice and he was just spitting out, remember, they chased me out of New York because the black and brown skin matter people wanted my social economic system, and they didn't care about individuals of social economics and the high conscious education because they were already taking down. They took down. It was already on internet sequences. They took down the Confederate flag. They were bringing down monument statues. They did all type of things that was on the news, CNN, Fox 5 News or Channel 11, Pix 11 News, Channel 9 News, Channel 2 News, Channel ABC News. It was on channel it was on Channel 2, even Channel 13, Brooklyn News. It was on or CNN, Internet, or Optimum Cable had all that information, and other cable companies had all that information. So if these people was already causing racketeering and all type of situations in the physical reality, devaluing social economic systems, habitations because they were voting, the guy in the commercial, the football commercial in the locker room said, "You quit cable." Was he saying that he already killed Seti and William at a time, all the black people that was in the locker room, and then on top of it, the individual that was in the corner that looked Asian, and then on top of it was with him, and he said that to him, and he said, "Oh yeah, you the one quick," like another person promoted it, and then on top of it, then because you think about it, if I'm the real Majesty, the Magi and the Magi Emperor, or the sovereign Emperor, the sovereign Magi Emperor of existence and of the stars in space. Now, if a person tried to kill my son Seti, and my other child that already tried to hurt him in the paradigm, and if they were plotting against them, who did it in the paradigm? Then think about this, right? Now, this goes back to the story Cain and Abel with Seti and my other son, and they say William or something, right? Now, if a person already did something like that, now, who in the paradigm of time when he said you quit cable, so he's saying, the story of Seti and William is like Cain and Abel's story. So because remember, Seti had to know how to survive because of the vindictiveness of other individuals through the paradigm of time that wanted to hurt his mother because the way he was a certain type of way in the physical reality. And then of his astrological tree that had been under attack so long, they didn't want me to refine that astrological tree because the might and the strength of the physical reality and knowing of the intelligence and of the regard and the reasons of certain existence when it came to a certain region of orbit and space and when it comes to celestial access. So another person already went after Seti. So in the commercial, in the football commercial, you said you quit cable. So it basically said Cain and Abel. So a person said Cain and Abel. All right, let's think about the cryptology. Cain, the stick, Moses, me. But he's saying the Cain because other individuals trying to have sex, so they're saying their dick was like a cane. So then he said the Abel could have been a feminine being, also Seti, and then or a feminine being, also meaning intent. And then he said the Cain maybe you quit. So the black man in the football team said they fucked up the reality of the feminine and feminine beings on certain social economic systems. Then on top of it, speaking about Cain and Abel, also speaking about Seti and William, and then on top of it, remember I got shot in Boogie now. So I'm recovering from dark matter, a rapid fire gunshot. So you think about this physical aspect, even the science of the human condition of the reality, and then he said that on a commercial that's speaking about you quit cable. He said you quit cable. He said, "Oh yeah," and then all the time, and then all the people go, and then they were wearing elements, showing you that they were infiltrating. It's just like if a person says in the physics of elements, because a person that plays football, people that play sports are not supposed to be of dark matter, but if they were infiltrating the element of light to do something or to another person says to acknowledge to know something. It starts off to knowledge to know, but once you impact something a certain type of way, it's going to keep going because the endurance and the momentum that built up is going to make them keep going forward to continue what they're doing in the physical reality. Just how come the football game can never stop? So, another person says, "What are you speaking about?" It's like a person playing football of a dark matter. You're thinking that they're stopping and they're continuing. And they're going 4 quarters. So they're trying to go all the way where a football game is going to cause the dark ages. It's going to end up leading to the dark ages and the end of the murdering and killing of individuals in the physical reality, literally, Another person said, "How real would you say it?" It's just like soccer. Same situation. Another person says baseball, same situation. It's just different forms of the elements that black people wanted to infiltrate. So then next thing you know, when things are happening in their physical reality, you wouldn't realize the momentum, the endurance, and then the reason why it can't stop because certain thing happened at this time, and then you have individual physics trying to play out the attribute and manipulating the inner element. So it's just like causing the element to even do wrong. And then you look at the teams that they have and the representation of the social economic empresses, and that's according to this point in a certain type of way. So somebody knew some form of sacredcy and they were doing something on purpose. And then you have the feminine football league with stink chicks that had stink pussies that wasn't even real voluptuous or nothing, that was like fucked up Amazon gladiators with stink realities and habitation that was fucking up individuals' reality. And on top of it, they were going after, they were in elements, and then they were scraping the elements of causing the deterioration of the feminine, because if this is the earth, who causes the deterioration of the earth? So what person put a feminine football game on, or put a feminine football individuals in the league to be deteriorated at that point? So there must have been some chick that entered a football game at a time that was voluptuous and pretty, that was playing with individuals, and they must have tackled her, did something, and then ever since then, other individuals, the fucked up chicks that caused it, that amplified the situation that first happened, is the chicks that went and played football in an international league or a certain type of football league that was being recognized in the broad public like they were in the arena. Because you think about the gladiators that fought in the arena back in the days, even in Rome, did you ever see the social economic system of the individuals that was killing real men of regard and real men that was training in a certain type of way and really going to lead up to killing the house or the king or or even the emperor at the time? Because those were people that even couldn't even wipe their ass. I was in outhouse bathrooms, shitting and all type of things, and then going down and watching football, then causing the fucked up human chemistry around, and then causing other men to be fucked up. It wasn't like people took showers and then get all pretty and all type of things, and then looked at the situation. Those were people that was already decayed and fucked up, and they just and then throwing water on the floor, throwing fucked up things to the gladiator, and the niggas is like, wow. This is real. This is, I had to get the fuck out of there when I was getting kids. Like, that's it. No, I'm not going through that slop. Slop. Did you see what they? Get the fuck out of here. It's just like, oh man, it don't make no sense. And then on top of it, they were framing the gladiators that they were handpicking at the time. Because another person said, I need this empress inside, this King Roman said, I need this cannibalism, like they was on some, on some scheming, on some nightly druid scheming, drawing straws type situation. Or we're going to get this and get this empress and hustling and all this and then wow, it cannibalizing natural nature. It's like a person wondering about food and then having somebody come into physical reality, manifesting, and then looking at them and say, oh my God, you know about this nutriment and food and stuff, right? Oh, now I'm going to have to chop this person down. I'm going to do it from camp. No, you ain't chopping. That person's going to lead you to the nourishment that you need for yourself. But if you start chopping that person down, you're not going to worry about ever receiving nourishment again in your life. Literally. And no matter, even if you try to see where the nourishment is, if you got permission to take it, don't take it. I'm being real. Don't take it. Stop from taking it, because I'm being real. If you hurt that person, that's it for you, and even in light, and especially in elements. So, and just like I said, it's just like the nigga that played football, and they said, you stop cable, and then you think about football games with certain individuals' name, numeral sequencing, and the person that's conducting it. Well, you remember how you remember when I used to educate international security before I got shot in Boogie Night. I used to literally, I own Dallas and or I own all companies, or corporations also, but and all continents. I literally own it. So, and I own this plane. I made this plane. I'm a little space, with social and economic education, but hey, I don't know how to tell you everything. So, when a person used to be like, yo, listen, man, you gotta take these little steroids. I'm gonna pay you to lose this game. So those people that was doing that was already manipulating the cellular structure on the celestial earth like a disease and causing the deterioration of certain individuals a certain way. And then they were doing it in the football game, and then on top of it, they were giving dark matter and framing dark matter at the same time, because if dark matter never played football a certain type of way, they didn't have to worry about certain things in a certain sequence. But because they caused them to be abrasion, so the person already wanted that abrasion there. So it was just like a form of entrapment when a person didn't want a person to know the sacredcy of the real, of the land, of the depth of the real reason if something was wrong with the Empress, and then on top of it was already hurting the Empress because it was paying high value, which I would never did, but they paid high value to individuals that was of brown skin and black skin that was going to cause the Empress to lose value in the physical reality. So if Illuminati individuals got together and they paid for the burger, they paid for the gas, they paid for the car, then now they want the Empress to be like a burger. Like, they wanted to fuck the Empress, and on top they probably wanted to kill her and do some Highlander shit to her. So if the Empress didn't realize what was going on, what killed her, it was the individuals that funded the individuals in the NFL that was playing football. It's just like a person does something stupid at a time and has certain people doing certain things, and the man says, you can't have that. And then everybody's like, why you can't have this? And then secretly starts talking, the guy don't want black people playing football, or the guy don't want this and that. And then the black people don't even realize what's going on, because if they continue going, there won't be no earth for them to even be on after a while and shit. And then on top of it, you'll have people that come around and look and see that they have hostages on the earth, and they'll be like, oh, that's it. I can't deal with them type of people. Got to get rid of all that shit too, because another person's gonna be fearful what caused or how it was conditioned in the physical reality. And then another person's going to want to handle the situation. So you got to think about it. Black people wasn't thinking about that. Some of them so stupid, they don't know that they're looking already for, like, and they're mad when the individual will give them, like, nah, me being a star being here. And then I'm like, oh my God, I have to refine around these type of situations. And then they're doing all this nigga playing football, paying to lose value. It's like another person's like putting a hit on somebody and nobody even realized what was going on. And then on top of it, you have a value calendar. These individuals are paying black people to murder people of value. And on top of it, paying black people to murder people of white and light anatomy of value. Because you have black people consuming dark matter of value. When they were in Africa, they were living a certain type of way. They had a reason of tribal, a certain type of a regimen for themselves, the way they lived. When they tried to excel that point of reality, you dishonored their king. That was the point of their tribal reason at the time, of their calendar. And then you dishonored the other social economic system. That means you're going to devalue, and then you're going to cause entrapment and blame those individuals for having a certain type of recognition and then causing their death. And when they were meant to live a certain type of way and they were comfortable, because you think a black man, he doesn't want to see his girl too dressed up a certain type of way, he's already going through a literal, how can I say this, a form of embrasion, because the fact is, she's already dark matter. If she already covers up with too much, it's too much for enlightenment for him to figure out what's going on with his feminine being. And then after that, he can't get into the natural nature of the science to really solve his situation, to be a certain type of way. And then on top of it, then you have other people manipulating his condition, causing more fucking up his education, to his sacredcy, to the naturalness of the Empress. So even if the Empress had to deal with them and repair her anatomy, there wouldn't be a situation a certain type of way. You have people that's wanting to be black and doesn't know nothing about the earth. And that's fucked up because they don't know their education. So they're stupid to the reality of the reason of their existence. And then you have people that was trying to do magic. When I was living at 4019, I was trying to take the blue. I had the blue in my eyes. I was trying to take the color of the blue out of my eyes. I was trying to do some exorcism magic. And when I seen that, I said, yo, you know something? Black people are never going to make it to the future. Because if you have somebody absorbing white anatomy, and anatomy is light, you ain't never going to have an atmosphere. You're already trying to get rid of the reason of your covering. So you're just going to be the void without even ever making it to the void, because the void is not going to want you, because the void was already enlightenment, because I made space that wasn't even a void. And then the real color of space is a certain type of color, and when it turns dark like black, that's something else, because now you enter the fierceness of a depth that you weren't supposed to acknowledge, and then you're going to have a certain type of physical attribute that will play out into the physical reality. It's not a play that how can I say this, that will manifest into the physical reality. Because a person said play is not a game. They'll make you think it's like a game. But then when you see what's really happening, you'll realize it was a real manifestation. And then it'll be too late for individuals. It's just like white people, the stupidity. So you had somebody that was a natural bacterial bioorganism that married into a family of a legacy and lineage of purity, that probably had something against certain individuals, caused an abrasion a certain type of way, and it manifested a dark-mattered individuals. When you had individuals of a certain tone matter that was of the refinement of the natural existence, and then you had individuals that literally caused the abrasion of an individual to be a form of deterioration or biohazard debris of the brown and dark matter, and then didn't want that person to succeed in life because certain thing that happened at a certain time. Because even when I did martial arts, my problem is always life, regardless of whichever the situation is or whatever the outcome is. Another person, they had a black palm. I showed them that even in martial arts. And then I could have did it. I never did the black palm because there's no reason to do a black palm. I could hit you with a light palm and still have the same outcome. I don't have to hit you with a black palm. Another person, and on top of it, a person with a light palm will know if somebody did wrong. A black palm, you won't know if somebody. You have to literally know how to stop that type of situation from happening in the physical reality. Now, I'm just gonna be real. Now, if a person, if the dark matter people didn't realize what was going on, how people was fucking up their secrecy and their science to their natural habitation, to their existence, and then on top of it, causing a motion of depth, of how kind of vindictiveness, of envy of at a time for individual when they needed to know their secrecy, so they could be able to save their. You better be careful of the situation because another person's dark anatomy never to be acknowledged. It's like people, if you go to Africa and then you see people running around with hula skirts. They got straw skirts, straws, and covering by their vagina. They had certain weave coat. Yeah, I told you about the original Eve a certain way, even on my documentary. I told you that the setting I had for her, and then a star being came down and tried to violate her secrecy, and then she didn't realize what was going on. And I had to stop her from the reality from ever manifesting because of the thing that was already went wrong and stuff, So a person says, yo, you know something? I'm never going to let certain things happen a certain type of way. Now, if you have black people, and I never put hands on her a certain type of way, I just put the situation with me. I'm the real Most High. But if you have black people now that was of light anatomy, and then another person that caused their wrong conditioning because they didn't let them go back to the origin, and on top of it, it could have been a person that just ate from the planet that wasn't of their planet that caused their anatomy to be a certain type of way. So then on top of it, if you have these people of secrecy, of the natural habitation of the Empress, of her depth, of the reason that she looks at situations a point a certain type of way, and she doesn't do it too much, she only does it one particular way, and then you had them covering. You remember, I'm the real Ra. I couldn't be in Africa at the time because these are individuals that needed to develop to know their education, to be enlightened. I can't be around in Africa at a certain land, in certain places, certain things, and then they even learn the habitation of the reason of their existence, and then they never refined or recovered the reason of their existence of their habitation because they didn't honor me and honor the Empress to even become back to the reason of the real existence of their habitation, for they wouldn't be a certain type of way in the physical reality, and then they kept on going, and they kept on wanting to go forward in the dark matter, and then the man looked and said, they don't know the danger man, what they're doing to themselves. They never wanted parents then. Then the man just leaves. So a man says, yo, until they honor me, I'm never going back there. And then you have somebody doing the wrong thing. This is like still having somebody trying to condition the anatomy of black people trying to turn around. Now, there's still somebody doing the wrong. Yo, listen, I don't need to be a cannibal to bring somebody back or something. I don't need certain things a certain type of way. I'm the real Most. I'm the only one that can do this. Not even the Empress. The Empress can't even do it. She needs me to naturally do it. Literally, real science, really go check. And then on top of it, you having these people seeing higher forms of covering and light and other social economics or other regions from the places of their existence and outside of their calendar that's complicating the reason of their depth of them returning to white anatomy or getting to anatomy of enlightenment, for they wouldn't even be lost at a time, then something's wrong. Because another person doesn't say, you learn a form of education doesn't mean continuing in the physical of trying to get to a higher level in existence. physics don't go like that when it was a depth is a depth. You don't normally, I can't even tell you about it. I can, but I don't want to. You have to really listen to what I'm saying. If you're really meant for secrecy, you're meant for a journey, I'm not going to spoil what I'm trying to educate you about certain ways so you won't fuck up your journey. Because a person can't be babied just to learn their journey a certain type of way. They have to really be, or it has to really be achieved for an individual to know what I'm speaking about. And if you have black people that doesn't want to learn this, and you have white people you have people that's like a pimple chemistry. You see I'm on YouTube when I was popping pimples on my face, like I say I have a pimple, I pop the pimple and all types of things. Because you have an anatomy of enlightenment a certain type of way that's causing the wrong type of chemistry there with a person that they're not supposed to be, and it's showing up on the humane habitation of the social economics of individuals, and then it's causing the spoil of their anatomy. So you got to be careful to the individuals that you come into contact with, and the individuals that mate. That's like connecting a bad nerve and causing turmoil. Because I'm the real titan, so you have people causing turmoil. So you have people that's supposed to be like fair, nice-skinned individual, not too oily, and then their face be on extra green shine and looking like it needs to be wiped a certain type of way, that's to be cleansed because other people are doing the wrong type of humane chemistry. And another person that's like this is a literal star being of the humane chemistry, and then you have people doing wrong to individuals a certain type of way. It's so real, it'll even show in a reflection, even in a dark anatomy, showing you once the star of being sees you of the light anatomy, the individuals in the social economics should be literally dealt with. And how can I say this? Disciplined for the wrong that they're already doing. But people don't know. Other people, if they know real science and they knew about their real astrological being, they will really know how to handle situations. So you have even police officers that need to be corrected because they need to know their education. But I'm not gonna get into all of this. I'm too intelligent. I'm the real Ra, the real Osiris. I'm not gonna get into this. So these black men, brown-skinned men that's coming to these coasts and regions, they're not supposed to be black-skinned and brown-skinned men on the East Coast, North Coast, or West Coast. Neither in the Southeast or the South. They're supposed to be like in the Southwest continent. They're already outside of their habitation because if you know, this planet is a literal star planet of star beings. It had nothing to do with Mushu neither. Mushu was educated here. They had points to reside here because I was with my wife and I was educating my children here at this paradigm. So certain individuals are educated a certain type of way, and I kept them at a certain islands and a certain regions a certain time for their education. Like when they were supposed to be, remember there was a time when I gave Haiti their independence when I was this island, and I didn't want black skin or brown skin people there no more. And then Napoleon kept on sending them there because Napoleon knew something that they didn't know. And then I was like, they can't keep coming here, though. And then on top of it, when I tried to tell them they had to go back because they were fucking up their calendar, they were going to cause the death for the elders of their calendar, and they would never learn this high regardment of their education, they didn't want to listen to me. And then remember, the Haiti was a point of off the coast of Japan at a certain time, a certain type of way, because remember, I shifted the earth, so Haiti and Japan was near each other at a certain time, a certain type of way, to the perfect alignment for their empress. But when I didn't shift the earth, and it takes me to do this, so if I didn't shift the earth, the Mushu empresses in the calendar, empresses of Era would never be able to manifest, and anybody trying to manifest them was a person that would kill them, because I'm the reason of the secrecy, and they were a calendar of light that nobody knew when they entered or came through the door, or whatever situation was going on. So they were already by offending a certain land, and Haiti in these high mountains, by offending the land is like offending the sacredcy of the reason of refinement. So another person that did that was already targeting individuals of Japan a certain type of way because they're probably doing it for their technology. And they're probably doing it to go after Korea. They're probably doing it to go after China. They're probably doing it to go after Russia. They were probably doing it to go after a certain other island outside the coast that's like considered a third world country that nobody knows about, and they just wanted to position themselves to get at these individuals a certain type of way, and people wasn't paying attention. I don't have to tell you about this. If you have people that's learning the depth of their science and that is already of dark matter, these people are already of traumatic experiences. They don't need other levels of elements complicating their physical reality, causing envy, and then causing the rise of the wrong type of temperament of cellular structure to the higher consciousness of the crown, and then they be blamed for something that's even worse. And then the empress never wanted to, the real empress of where they're from, never wanted that to happen. And then on top of it, They would have infiltrated the natural nutrients and there would be no more nutrients. And when it comes to nourishment, even when it came down to my empress or even my wife Indian knows what I'm speaking about. Because if they went to the wrong empress and they caused the wrong type of temperament, there will be no more nourishment to the land. It's just like making me mad at a time, raising my temper. You'll have a real life cellular activity will come and accumulate around each other. And remember, my children were so pretty and pretty beautiful and handsome that they'll probably want to start being with each other and they can't be with each other. And then on top of it, if you put the dark anatomy there, it's causing them to even have a point of ignorance, and then they'll start mating, and they're not supposed to mate, and then it'll cause the end of the world. So it'll cause the end of nourishment because it's like spoiling the habitation. So this is why I had to segregate my children throughout the land and tell them you can't be here, can't be here. And then I had to teach them the reason why. Yo, listen, you're a part of the high empress, this is my real wife. You're a part of this nervous system, you're a part of this, you're a part of this, you make up this could happen when you do this could happen when you do this. When you come all together, does this. And then after that, the reason why I did that because the law of physics of the highest stars. I educated the real star beings, and I came down here to educate the foundation of the inner intent so my wife martial arts could be golden body, iron body, titanium body, all type of element bodies so she can know she can survive just to be able to learn her humane habitation of a condition of herself. But if you have people that's trying to disorientate the reason of her natural habitation of her regard of herself, that's the people that's destroying her love. That's the people that was like putting the herpes chemistry on my bed, that put a herpes chemistry on my bed that wasn't even there. Now they put it on my ceiling and they put it on my bed. What the fuck was that? Those are people that were sabotaging and causing entrapment and trying to fuck up people's love. When you see people like that, those are real bacteria, viruses, infections, diseases, sicknesses, illness, rashes, irritation. When it comes to the consciousness, and then who are they mating with already? Because I'm a refiner, I have a real gold dick and an element dick of nobody can fuck up my dick. So another person's not me, they can't do what I do. So who would I could clean it, I'm still be okay. Another person can't do that. Another person will be fucked up. So who would they already refine? It's already a sickness to do something like that. That's taking it to the extra outer level and being spiteful. It's like that's being spiteful. That's like imagine if they did that to a black person already traumatic experience. That's a real entrapment. That's wrong. Like you fucked it. And that was of the Empress. You don't know why the Empress played them like that. And you don't know what happened to cause that. And you don't know what if she was protecting something a certain type of way. And she said at this time this can't be seen, so I believe this certain type of way. So if a person tries to creep in at night, like you remember when I caught a person trying to steal the screws from the pyramid, and I just ended up getting a tussle with them, and then they said it was Moses that killed the god, and then the person tried to kill me because another person tried to stab me. And then when I showed up another time, because you got to learn the story, when I showed up another time, the fucking my son, it wasn't the Pharaoh's son, it was my son, and he cut my face, and I'm like, yo, this is motherfucker. He didn't know I was the god from the other night. It was just, all right, and just continued. Because another person didn't realize what was going on because of dispute with my sons inside the temple. Then other people that was outside didn't also need to know what the secrecy that was going on certainly. The embarrassment of other individuals' temperament that was causing the wrong thing of their condition. And then I said it wasn't my condition, something that was being fed to them. We had other people in the social economic system that had other cellular structure. And I'm teaching high sacred science, and then you had outsiders that was inside of their temple from another region because other individuals wanted to learn a form of science, and it was time for them to depart. And they couldn't learn why they was going on because the elders of their situation knew certain things, and the other elders knew certain things. So they had to part ways a certain type of way for they wouldn't complicate anybody's acknowledgement. You see, I don't want to get into certain things, man. You know something? Be careful of the other individuals that cause entrapment. Think about everything I say. You should literally listen to everything I say. Ralph and JR, I'm going to continue telling you, going on with my time and doing what I'm doing for myself. But I'm going to tell you, there's a person that was trying to get rid of my videos on YouTube. I hope y'all find that person, stop that person. This is 34 minutes and 49 seconds so far, going a little more. But, I'm just going to show you the date and time. I'm just going to show you what's on. Because I'm not going to show you it's already, I already told you the 2nd of December. The 3rd of December now. Shut up, bitch. This is the bitch that did the shit. It's going to continue in the cellular. I don't got to tell you about chemistry and science. You got to learn about what's really going on to know what I'm speaking about. A person that already caused certain things a certain type of way in the physical reality, and just by kicking homeboy just like that, should really cause a certain type of feeling within my human condition. I'm telling you, just kick the nigga in his chest, and it's something I'm feeling a certain type of way. So I don't even want to tell you certain things. Like I told you, you need to check what I've been speaking about to see how real it is. And you see, you need to think about your symbols for a second, like you just seen on the kid. Love one, Ralph and JR. I don't gotta tell you no more. Anyway, learn your education, learn your reasons of existence, and don't. If you're a person of uh, of acknowledgement, a certain type of way when it comes to the reason of humility, don't try to be more than what you are at a time for ignorance of other people. Because when other people's trying to do, when they do the wrong thing, you don't want to be blamed for their entrapment. Love one.